Hi everyone, and welcome to our end of the year art review. Today we're diving into the piece called the Venus of Urbino, a painting by the Italian Renaissance artist Titian. This sensual and sophisticated portrait is a standout in the AP Art History catalog, and we're here to tell you why.
Let's start with the basics. Venus of Urbino was painted by Titian, whose full name was Tiziano Velicchio. He was the leading figure of the Venetian school during the High Renaissance. This piece was created in 1538 using oil on canvas, a medium that allowed for rich color and subtle textures, especially the soft, glowing skin tones that Titian was famous for.
The painting was created during the Italian Renaissance, a period marked by a revival of classical ideas, humanism, and an interest in beauty, proportion, and perspective. But it's also a moment in which art was increasingly being commissioned by wealthy private patrons, not just the church. The Venus of Urbino was likely commissioned by the Duke of Urbino, Guidobaldo II dei Rovere, possibly as a gift for his young wife. This personal, intimate context helps explains the painting's erotic tone and its focus on domestic ideals, love, and fidelity.
Several key APR history themes show up in this painting. First, the human body Venus is depicted nude, reclining confidently and directly engaging the viewer with her gaze. This connects to classic ideal of beauty and to earlier works like The Sleeping Venus by Giorgione, which heavily influenced Titian.
When Venus of Urbino was first unveiled in 1538, it stirred up a lot of controversy. People were used to seeing nudes in mythological or religious contexts, distant, symbolic, and untouchable. But this painting felt different. The Venus was placed in a familiar domestic interior, not some far-off ancient world. She looked modern, real, and even sensual.
Some viewers were captivated by her beauty and luxurious settings. Others felt uncomfortable. Her nudity wasn't masked by mythology. It felt personal, intimate, and very direct. Critics debated whether it would be a celebration of love and marriage or something more erotic and confrontational. Either way, it demanded attention.
The form of the painting is carefully composed. Venus lies diagonally across the canvas, creating a strong, stable triangle with her body. The soft curves of her figure contrast with the vertical lines of the background, like the curtain and the doorway. Titian uses warm colors and soft lighting to emphasize her skin and draw the eye toward her.
And then there was her stare. She looked straight at us, calm, direct, and totally unashamed. The gaze was powerful. It made people back then feel like she wasn't being looked at. She was aware of it. In a way, she controlled it.
Another theme shown is gender roles and identity. Venus here represents not just physical beauty, but also fertility, sensuality, and wifely devotion. The background shows a servant searching through a caisson, or a wedding chest, highlighting the domestic setting. There's even a dog at the feet, symbolizing fidelity with her husband.
And of course, we see patronage. This was personal commission, not a religious or civic work. It reflects the shift in art's role in private life and the growing demand for art that served individual, emotional, and sensual purposes, not just public or religious ones.
So, why is this piece in the AP Art History catalog? Well, because it's a game changer. The Venus of Urbino sets the standard for the reclining nude in Western art. Artists like Manet and Ingres were clearly influenced by it centuries later.
Titian's use of color, his control of oil paint, and the emotional intimacy he creates in the scene, all of that makes this work iconic. It's not just a portrait of a woman, it's a layered symbolic vision of love, beauty, and womanhood in the Renaissance.
In our opinion, it belongs in the catalog because it challenges and redefines how female figures are represented. It's bold, luxurious, and quietly radical, and it opened the door for artists to explore sensuality and private identity in entirely new ways.
Thanks for watching our review on Titian's Venus of Urbino.
We hope you learned something new and that you see this work with fresh eyes the next time it pops up in the class or on the AP exam.
And remember, great art doesn't just reflect the time it was made, it also changes how we see ourselves.
Goodbye and good luck studying!